A tiger growl, and this young tiger has already made his mark. Woods began the day 4 shots off the lead at 19 under par, but at the very first hole, that birdie putt to get him to 20 under. Tiger trailed by only 3. The 93 Las Vegas Invitational champion here, Davis Love III. Won the Buick Invitational this year. 2 runner-ups, a long putt at number 1 to get it to 23 under par. That tied him with Ronnie Black for the lead at number 1. But then DL3 with birdies at 2 and 3. And then ahead at the par 4 to take the lead at 26 under par. 4 straight birdies in a row. He came back, however, and bogeyed number 5 to fall back to 25 under par, but still was nursing a 2-shot spread. Dave Stockton Jr. looking for his first tour title. Jr. began the day 2 shots off the lead. A birdie at 1, an eagle at 3. He too bogeyed 5, but then from the fringe here at 7 to go to 24 under and get Dave Stockton Jr. within 1 of Davis Love III's lead. It could be a Dave double. Dad just 2 off the lead in the senior event in Los Angeles. Tiger Woods at the par 5 ninth, 563 yards. How about this? Driver, 6-iron. Write it down. A 6-iron with his second shot. To within 15 feet of the flag, he missed his eagle, made his tap-in birdie to get it to 23 under. Tiger Woods trails by only 2. Now, Dave Stockton Jr. at the par 3 8th hole. This, Frank Beard, for his par to stay 1 off the lead.
This hole measures 249. Dave hit it well left of the green, pitched to this spot. Needs this putt. It's back uphill. Been pretty reliable with his putter all day long. It's looked good. Just like that. Really looks confident with that short stick today.
A huge par putt for Dave Stockton Jr. He remains only 1 shot back. Tiger Woods in the hunt, playing in just his 9th PGA Tour event. Keith Burgess, Ronnie Black, Kelly Gibson, all within striking distance. Our ESPN golf team and the PGA Tour welcomes you to Las Vegas, not far from the famed Strip, Lake Mead and its royal blue splendor, and at its zenith, the 8th wonder of the world, Hoover Dam, providing electrical power to Nevada and surrounding states. Lake Mead, a recreational paradise. There's boating and fishing, and camping and hiking nearby. Just a driver or 2 away, the TPC at Summerlin, another TPC masterpiece that challenges the very best. We welcome you to our final round live coverage of the 14th Las Vegas Invitational. Live on the tee at the par 3/8, our leader, Andy North, with him.
As Frank Beard just said, 249, but it's a real large green. The pin in the back right. You're just trying to put it in the middle of the green here. Ball's long and left, and looks like it's going to get in the left back bunker.
Kelly Gibson just off the front edge, ahead at the par 5 ninth. Eagle try to get it to 24 under along with Dave Stockton Jr. Kelly Gibson 3 under after 8. Putting for eagle, and that huge putt remains for a birdie now. Certainly thinking that he would make at least a birdie there, Kelly Gibson. Sunny skies again here in this city of glitter and gold. Welcome to the 14th Las Vegas Invitational. The TPC at Summerlin. Summerlin, America's #1 master planned community for the 4th straight year. Record crowds have turned out here this spectacular Sunday afternoon. And why not? A leaderboard jam-packed with past champions like Davis Love III, Stockton Jr. looking for his first win. Tiger Woods, you know the story, a huge following already. Lee Janzen in the hunt at 21 under par. And the man that's #1 on the money list, Phil Mickelson, has joined the fray at 4 under today and 21 under in the championship. Fred Funk, the winner just a couple of weeks ago, also at 21 under par. Freddie Couples blistered the backside Saturday and Friday. Dudley Hart, our winner at the Bell Canadian Open earlier this year. Ronnie Black on the tee. Andy?
Big hole for Ronnie, playing a fairway wood. Really hasn't done anything poorly yet, just hasn't hit it close enough to make many birdies.
Very nice.
Nicely done. This ball may run through the back of the green. but an excellent shot.
So as we welcome you to our live final round coverage, Davis Love III. I mentioned he won the Buick Invitational earlier this year, was runner-up at the Buick Challenge last week. Hey, Davis, wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? He was also second at the U.S. Open, 7th on the money list, and with the huge purse here and the huge purse coming up in the Tour Championship, Davis thinks he has a realistic shot at his first money title. So he admitted that he came into the week, well, pressing a little bit too much, and he told himself he just had to be patient. After all, a 90-hole event, amateurs over the first 4 rounds, so he was patient, and it definitely paid off. Now, he said about the TPC at Summerlin, this golf course was built for the members to enjoy, and he said there's nothing wrong with that. He also said there's nothing wrong with all the pros here having to shoot lights out, all those low red numbers, have to shoot at least a 66 or get past, and then he admitted that plays right into his strength, reaching the par 5s. Well, he's nursing a lead right now. And as we welcome Gary Koch back alongside, we, of course, were here when DL3 won back in 1993. Reaching the par 5s is his strength. But it's a different Davis Love III than we've seen in the last couple of years.
Well, I would have to agree with you, Jim. I think what we're seeing now is a much more mature Davis Love. Now, there's no question in my mind that his course management skills have improved dramatically. He doesn't go out and just try to blast the ball on every shot anymore. He really does devise a game plan and then sticks to it. And I can't think of a golf course better suited to a Davis Love game plan than this TPC here at Summerlin. The fairways are adequately wide, the greens are smooth, they're not too quick. When we see Davis struggle, it's usually on greens that are very fast. And importantly, he can reach all 4 of the par 5s and 2. So, Jim, in essence, he's playing a par 68 golf course when he starts.
Obviously, the format and the venue suits his game. Kelly Gibson now, that long birdie try. This is a number 9 to get Kelly to 4 under on the day and 23 under in the championship. Nice birdie right there. You know, with the field so tightly bunched, obviously a lot of excitement on this Sunday. We expect a great stretch of holes starting with 13 like we've seen the last couple days.
Well, we certainly do. The golf course is playing easy. There's no question about it. Stroke average of just over 69. But it's really, I think, a stretch of holes on the back 9, 13 through 16, which could decide this golf tournament. 13 and 16, both reachable par 5s. The 14th, a short iron par 3. 15, a great hole, a drivable par 4. Anything can happen there. Through 4 rounds, Jim, we've already seen 16 eagles, 284 birdies on these holes alone. So it's certainly a great opportunity for someone to come from behind and make up some strokes in a hurry.
Fortunately, we don't have any tight plane connections. We might have a playoff. Andy North out there with Ronnie Black, Davis Love III, Frank Beard with Dave Stockton Jr., and Freddie Couples. $297,000 going to the winner. Later, here's DL3.
This ball's on a little bit of a downslope in the bunker, which will make it come out lower and faster, and it's also downhill. So this is going to be a very fast shot once he carries it on the green. Nicely judged.
Phil Mickelson, 4 under par. His approach, Gary, at 12.
Phil out of the rough along the right-hand side. Don't know if the tree was actually bothering him or not. Great hole location here today at number 12. Back left, and what a great shot from lefty. Fantastic.
Phil Mickelson, number 1 on the money list, trailing by 4. Tiger Woods only 2 shots back. Will Stockton Jr. get his first win? What a script on Sunday. 25 under and for his par at 8, Andy.
Ever since Davis made the bogey back at 5, he had some makeable putts both at 6 and 7 for birdies. This one's about 4 feet, just right center of the hole. Good save. Nicely done.
Tiger Woods at 10 to go to 24 under.
Putt that appears downhill, Jim, but actually it's back up against the mountain range to the west, so maybe not quite as fast as one thinks. It's a slow putt, very slow.
Mickelson, great year that he's had. What a year he would have if this blade were working the way Mickelson usually putts, huh?
Well, and this is where he struggled, Jim, the short putts. The putter's been getting inside too quickly and then coming up and out. And he has not been stroking them well, but that was a good one there.
Just a moment ago at the par 3-8, this was Ronnie Black, 2 off the lead, and his second shot.
Taking the putter. We've seen a lot of that around the fringes, off the fringes around here. They're cut very close.
Now live to stay 2 back of Love.
Same line that Davis just put it on, a little bit shorter. Good work.
Fred Funk started out the day at 20 under par.
And then birdied the first 3 holes, Jim, but has really slowed down since then.
Bogeyed 4 and bogeyed 8. Here he is at 9.
A nice lag putt and a nice easy tap-in birdie.
What a stretch he's enjoyed over the last 3 weeks, huh? Big win up in Endicott, New York.
Yeah, it really has been incredible. His scoring average, look at that, under 66.5. I mean, that's pretty impressive for the month of September, I would say.
Runner-up at Callaway Gardens, Georgia last week, and $246,000 in earnings in 3 weeks. How they are playing today: Tiger Woods 4 under par, ditto Kelly Gibson. How about Tommy Tolles?
9 under par, 63.
Had a 63 yesterday by Dan Pohl from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Brian Henninger 6 under today. Lee Jansen's 4 under. Mickelson as well. Olin Brown 6 under. And Hugh Royer, and he needs it.
He does. Currently sitting 124th on the money list, so good week for him here.
Stockton Jr. approached behind the tree at 9.
That was from 268. He took an iron, tried to cut it onto the front left part of the green. He still got a good look to get it up and down.
That was just a moment ago. Couples got it to 22 under, but bogeyed 8. Same place.
Yeah, he's driven it almost on top of Dave's ball. Freddie has this little fairway wood here with a lot of loft on it. He can shoot it straight up in the air with his strength.
Twice.
Well, he's gone left. It's going to be on the left part of the green if it holds and doesn't go through.
Well, Frank, it did. It kicked through and down into one of these collection areas. He'll have an interesting little pitch as the green will be running away from him.
Freddie Couples 4 back. Stockton Jr. closest to Davis Love the third. Tiger Woods trailing by only 2. Welcome back to our live final round coverage of the Las Vegas Invitational. Hugh Royer.
Par putt here at 18. Great stroke. Finishes with 66. 20 under par. And that is huge for this young man who currently stands at 124th on the money list in his rookie season on the PGA Tour.
Ronnie Black right there at 23 under par, looking for his 3rd win. Ronnie Black, another on the bubble as far as the top 185. Ronnie Black at 123 on the money list. Another who needs a good check and will get one right here. 150th on the money list, playing in his 33rd event, Dave Stockton Jr.
Well, he is certainly the candidate for this year, Jim, to keep that trend alive of playing well here in Las Vegas and retaining their exempt status.
Kelly Gibson, birdie putt at 10.
But that'll swing a pretty good bit from his left to right, and that's just speed misjudged and never had the line either. Now, currently Tiger Woods is tied for 3rd as we go into this final round here. As we progress, he would earn $85,800, which would give him earnings of over $225,000 for the year, and that would certainly give Tiger Woods a position in the top 125 and exempt status for 1997.
Couples at 9, 4 back.
This is Fred's 3rd shot. He's going to put it up out of this little drainage area, this little catch area. Freddie's just played almost with no energy at all. Birdie and a bogey. It seems like he needs to be challenged, almost like he wants to win the tournament in 9 more holes. He just really never got it going. This is his 3rd shot for an eagle. And he just ripped that thing.
Whoa.
I mean, be very honest, that's kind of typical of the play today. It just doesn't seem to be with it.
Well, you look at him now standing at number 9 at even par. I mean, that's realistically like being at least 2 or 3 over.
After a birdie at 9, Funk's approach at the par 4 10th.
Fred Funk, one of the most accurate players on the PGA Tour, driving accuracy and greens hitting regulation. So for this ball to be on the putting surface,
Hole also birdied 9 to get it to 22 under.
Well, interesting situation for Dan Pohl. His 10-year exemption from winning the World Series of Golf ends this year. He's only played 15 tournaments in 1996, as he has been working at NBC as an on-course reporter. Dan is well back on the money list.
195th with
Right.
earnings of just 53,000. Couples birdie at 9.
Well, Fred just has to make this. You can't write off a man that can make birdies in bunches like Fred can, but realistically, if he doesn't make this. All right. Well, sometimes it just takes one.
That's exactly right, and he has burned up the back 9 each of the last 2 days.
Woods, Tiger's second shot at 11.
He's driven in one of the fairway bunkers that guard the left-hand side of the fairway. And what a shot.
That to get Tiger to 24 under.
Jim, I'm going to tell you, from that position, most of the players on the PGA Tour would not have been able to reach the green. The lip on that bunker is so high.
Back to 9.
Dave Stockton has this for a birdie. He certainly has always had his father's attitude. Great belief in himself. Not quite as good on the greens as the old man, though. Looked pretty good today. Well, it's kind of been the story. When you can't make those consistently, you're going to be 150th list.
Talked to Dave Sr. last night twice. They've got a standing bet. Dad said, how many birdies? Junior said 7. Dad said, darn it, I only made 6. Welcome back. We're watching Tiger Woods and his birdie try at the par 411.
Jim, I can't tell you how impressed I am that this young man playing this golf course, this TPC at Summerlin for the first time, has obviously been able to figure out the greens here. Now, he does have Peter Jacobson's longtime caddy, Mike, alongside Mike Cowan, and he has helped a tremendous amount. These greens are tough to read. This putt looks like it wants to go left, but it'll actually go back right a little at the end. What a great putt. Unbelievable.
How about his play the last 2 days? Yesterday in a lot of pain on the practice tee. Talked with Butch Harmon. I mean, he had a pulled groin on the left side.
Yeah,
medical attention at the turn.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I saw Butch this morning. He said Tiger was feeling much better. He said should be able to hit some fades today. Yesterday he played almost all draws because of the bad left groin area.
Our leader and his approach at 9.
That was 237 yards. 3-iron. He's pushed it to the right. Just depends on the bounce up here.
Caught the bunker and actually kicked back to the left, so that helped. He's got plenty of green to work with.
Just before Davis, this was Ronnie Black.
258 yards to the front left of the green, and that's where he's shooting it for. You can run it up that alley.
That's a well-played shot. Very well played. Ronnie Black hanging tough.
Rick Fair had the lead after 54 holes. He birdied 11 to get it to 22 under. Here he is at 12.
Pretty good swing from right to left. Yes, indeed. That's what he didn't do yesterday, Jim. Did not make many putts.
2 birdies on the front side, 2 birdies on the back. 23 under, he's within 2. Davis in the bunker at 9. Back to 10. Funk beat Pete Jordan in that playoff at the BC Open.
It's a very quick putt, moving downhill, away from the mountains, down the valley. You can see it just want to trickle on and on. That's very well judged as far as the speed is concerned.
In the bunker at 9.
Davis has got another bunker shot where the ball's on a downslope. The lie's not terrific. It should come out running a little bit. The good thing, he's got about 30 feet of green, and he's actually playing back uphill, so it's not quite as difficult a bunker shot as the one he had back at 8. Notice he's trying to really make his backswing very steep so he can get it going back down the slope.
Well done. 432 amateurs started over the first 4 days, down to 25, and then there was just one. Gary's golf glossary, ham and egg in it.
Yeah, well, ham and egg in it, Jim, is a little bit like brother-in-law in it, you know, where you kind of everybody pitches in and everybody has a part.
Black at 9, Andy.
Ronnie has a putt from about 25 feet. He's going down the hill. This one's going to be fairly quick. Very makeable putt if you don't get carried away trying to make it. This is one you've got to just kind of roll down the hill, almost lagging it down there. Ronnie's putted awfully well this week, and it's about time for him to start making some if he wants to win this tournament.
And he seems to be taking a pretty long look.
Well, Ronnie always takes a long look, but this is an especially important putt. You know, he hasn't played the front nine that well and makes this one, and all of a sudden he leaves here with a real good taste in his mouth and right there at the lead again. I sometimes think that all of us read too much in these putts if we take too long on them. But the speed here is the real key.
Well, for all that gleaning, not particularly good results. Couples after that birdie at 9, his approach out at 10.
Well, he's driven it in the middle of the fairway, but his troubles are just kind of starting here. He's only got 134, but this pin is on the back part of the green. Teeny little breeze behind him, and the back part of this green runs away. If you don't pick the right club, you're over the green. Very tough par. Just a pitching wedge for Fred. Now, you heard him say get down.
Looks like it's headed well left.
Well, I had plenty of spin. He was only about 1.5 feet from going well over the green.
Lee Jansen, birdie try at 14.
Good putt. Big week for Jansen, Jim. He's 32nd on the money list, trying to get to the top 30 to be able to play in the Tour Championship, and he's headed to Japan to play in the Bridgestone Classic next week.
Kelly Gibson behind that tree at 11, 23 under.
Eat it up, baby. Eat it up.
Caddy likes it. Oh, and he should. That's a great shot. Another foot, and that ball goes down over the green into a collection area.
Back to 9.
You'll see Davis Love miss a putt this length every once in a while because he hits it too hard. These cups are very sharply cut. A putt a little bit firmly hit here can catch the edge and spin out very easily. This one's going right back down the hill. Not a lot of break to it.
We saw him miss one or two from about that length. Every now and then on that length putt, it seems to me that Davis's putter comes up a little bit too quickly. He catches the ball in the heel and pulls it. That's what he did at the 72nd hole of the U.S. Open.
In the group just ahead, Stockton's approach at 10.
Huge drive. 98 yards to the pin. That looks pretty good if it spins.
It's a nice shot, and that leaves a very makeable putt.
Thank
Going
you.
back up the hill.
Projected earnings.
It seems like every week this young man plays, he plays a little bit better. Currently tied for second, and would earn $145,000. The rate he's going, he may end up with the $297,000.
Got some big plans around Thanksgiving. He'll be playing in the Skins game.
Yes, he will, and I think right before that he actually goes down and plays internationally at the Australian Open.
$1.65 million. $297,000 for first. What was it in '88 when you won here?
Well, I'm happy to say first place was worth $250,000, Jim.
Any of it left?
It was spent before I got it, I guarantee you.
Kelly Gibson to go to 24 under.
Putt from about 11 feet back up the hill, moving a little bit left to right. Hit it, Kelly, hit it. There you go.
Kelly Gibson at 24 under. Ronnie Black has tapped in. So Ronnie Black's at 24 under along with Dave Stockton Jr. Davis made his putt. So there's so much at stake here. Besides winning this tournament, it'd be a first-time win for Stockton Jr. Love couples in the search for the money title. Top 30. Keith Fergus now in the left bunker has pitched out.
Getting ready to play his third shot now to the par 4, and Fergus, after 2, still hasn't reached Tiger's drive. Fergus, another one of those players battling for the top 125, currently 164th on the money list. And just a pitching wedge, 122 yards. And nicely done. He'll have a very makeable putt to try to save par.
Seems like every year in this event on Sunday, we need some CPAs tracking the race for the top 125. The top 30 go to the Tour Championship at Southern Hills in Tulsa. The race for the money title. I mean, there's a lot at stake.
I think that's one of the things that makes this event so appealing.
Mickelson. You know, we've talked so much about his putting. Phil quickly jumps in and says, hey guys, I've won 4 times, so it's been a pretty good year putting.
Well, it's been a great year. There's no question about it. I guess from where we sit, and when you see him miss some short putts, you start to wonder what could have been.
Woods 24 under. Tiger's approach at 12.
Well, here's where the length really pays off, Jim. Huge tee shot. He's just got a sand wedge left to this hole. He can be aggressive. He can really attack this flagstick.
Tiger.
And he has lost it right. Don't be long and right. Uh-oh. Well, they got a good break. That ball easily could have kicked right and gone in the water.
Stockton's birdie try at 10.
About the same length the putt he missed on the last hole. This is not the time to start worrying about making the top 125. Let's see if that last putt bothered him. Good recovery. Good recovery. That's the way to do it.
25 under and tied for the lead just before Dave Jr. This was Freddie Couples.
Freddie with a very quick putt. Downhill, down the valley. Jim, I think the reason why Freddie struggled today is his iron play has not been good. There was a good example. He hit the ball with a pitching wedge about 25 feet left of the hole.
Welcome back to our live final round coverage of this $1.65 million Las Vegas Invitational, now in year number 14. Snoopy 2, high overhead, up there about 1,200 feet high. The bump cruising at about 35 miles an hour. It can go 60 when they put the pedal down. Up there, captains Mike Hance and Martin Chandler. Good job all week long. Snoopy 2 with us on the West Coast. Funk in his birdie try at 11 to get it to 23 under.
Virtually the same putt that Kelly Gibson just made in the group in front. Back up the hill, moving left to right. Nope.
Woods birdied 11 to go to 24 under. He's 1 off the lead. Here he is at 12.
Delicate little pitch. Oh, played beautifully. See how firmly he held his hands there through that shot. Nicely done. This young man's the complete package, Jim. He's got all the shots.
Lee Trevino will be the defending champion. We'll all be up there. Beautiful Napa Valley, Silverado. The Cadillac Series continues. 3-round coverage of the Trans-America. We'll see you Friday afternoon. It's been 12 long winless months for Lee Buck, but he'll be in the field. Arnold Palmer will be there as well. Arnie playing out in Los Angeles this week, and he'll be playing in Trans-America. We'll see you next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from Silverado. Lee Jansen trying to crack the top 30 and head to Tulsa, Southern Hills for the Tour Championship.
We touched on it a little bit yesterday, Jim. It's been a very frustrating year for Lee Jansen. He really feels as though he's been playing some very good golf and not getting much out of it. And this club in his hand right here has been the main reason why. So he missed several very makeable putts yesterday. This one back up the hill, moving a little bit to his right. See from his reaction, it continues.
Meanwhile, at the par 5 13th, Rick Fair's third, back-to-back birdies. He's only one shot, two back rather, trailing Stockton and Davis Love the third.
Interesting pin placement here today, Jim. Right on the very front of the green. Oh, what a great shot from Fair. Beautifully played, 60-degree wedge, a lot of spin.
Dan Pohl at 11. He's got it to 22 under. Funk's at 22 under. Calabravia, Keith Fergus. Black trailing by 1, approach at 10.
Black has 161 yards to the hole, downhill, downwind. The pin today is in the back right-hand corner. Really a hard pin to get close to, and if you miss this green to the right, you're almost assured a bogey. One good thing is you put it in the middle of the green, it should bounce back toward the pin. Oh, a little unlucky, landed right into a little upslope. If that ball carries another few feet, it's very good.
Kelly Gibson second at 12. He's one off the lead.
Oh, well played shot from Gibson. One of the many good young players on the tour yet to win.
Tiger trailing by 1, tee at the par 5 13th.
We're coming to that stretch of holes we talked about at the top of the show, Jim. Tiger certainly with the length to reach this par 5 and 2.
All right, Tiger. Good year, Tiger.
Boy, that is huge. That is the first drive we've seen out there past that line that was made by the equipment where they had a hydraulic leak all week long. So another great opportunity for Tiger Woods.
How about driver 6-iron at the par 5 9th? 563 yards. Driver 6-iron.
That's the second shot of Davis Love at the 10th.
He had a big tree in his way, had to try to hit a big hook, and he's knocked it over the green. He's going to have some real problems.
Real problems as the leaderboard is jam-packed. Ronnie Black eyeball to eyeball with Davis Love the third, trails by 1. Stockton tied for the lead. Tiger trails by 1. Looks like a nest and an egg, doesn't it?
Well, it does indeed. That's Davis Love's ball over the green at number 10, and I would say he's going to have to take an unplayable lie. Actually, that's what he has done, and he has had no other option but to go back to where he played the shot from.
Tied with Davis Love the third at 25 under just a moment ago at 11.
Just a big 9-iron from 143. Well, he's kind of got up under that and pulled it left. I think it's going to catch the green.
So Davis is headed back, and Ronnie Black is going to play.
Yeah, he is. He's going to have about 18 to 20 feet putting downhill. Ball's going to break from his left to right. He's going to go ahead and play while Davis is walking back and dropping.
Randy, we have literally not seen any player play enough break from this position.
Kelly Gibson to tie for the lead at 12.
Straight in, right up the hill. Good stroke.
Here we go.
Birdies at 9, 11, and 12. Ronnie Black at 10. So he'll stay one off the lead. Moment ago at 11, Freddie's approach, 22 under.
That's a sand wedge. 103.
Yelling for it to get down. You don't want to go over. Oh, it's okay now.
Back to 10.
Davis is going again from 133 with a sand wedge.
That's his fourth shot.
That's an awfully good shot. I mean, he had to hit a pretty good hook with that sand wedge, which is not easy to do.
So that putt for bogey. What a swing this would be for Junior.
Well, it's not the kind of putt you think you're going to make for a birdie, but when it's your time to win your first tournament, these are the kind that go in. Oh, nice roll.
What did he
Looked
say this
very,
morning?
very good with that putter today.
What did he say this morning? His goal was to get it to 25 under. Once he got it to minus 25, he's going for 30.
Well, that's a good goal. Not sure it's realistic, but it's a good goal.
Will we have another first-time winner? We've had 30 different winners on the PGA Tour. Of course, we've also had some new players, some new faces come out on the PGA Tour. How things stand right now after Kelly Gibson has birdied 3 of his last 4.
Of course, Davis Love will drop at least 1 shot at the 10th. Tiger Woods playing the par 5 13th. Should be able to reach the green in 2. So getting to that stretch of holes we talked about, Jim, where anything can happen.
Couples to jumpstart himself.
Well, that's just what he needs, Jim. Made that nice putt on 9. Not much of an effort on 10. This is very makeable. It's back up the hill.
Birdie leaders. Boy, what a first half of the year Freddie had. Won at Sawgrass at the Players Championship. He thinks he's got a shot at the money title too, and he does with the Tour Championship ahead.
Well, he does, but you know, I think he'd need to win here also, which means he needs to get it in gear here pretty quickly. No surprise to see him playing well here when he makes so many birdies.
Woods trailing by 1 at the par 5 13th.
Second shot of over 250 yards, and he's using an iron. This is and choking up on it a little bit too, Jim. Must be nice.
Just take a little off.
Yeah, right. Little soft 2-iron from about 255.
Throw the changeup at him.
You can see him grab the groin area. He had a severe uphill stance. Very difficult to try to get the weight over onto the left side. Hold on, hold on. Now it's safely on the green.
Doubled over and grimacing in pain. Watch the reaction.
Well, it's tough when you try to move onto your left side with that uphill lie. You can see him immediately grab the groin area.
Got medical attention at the turn yesterday.
Well, he's got it wrapped right now, Jim. There's a very tight wrap around the area. As I mentioned earlier, Butch Harmon, his instructor, told me this morning he was feeling much better. But it's those awkward stances, that one where the ball was on a very severe uphill lie, that caused the problem.
Davis Love III's bogey putt at 10. So a double will drop Davis to 23 under par, along with Mark Calcavecchia. Kelly Gibson and Dave Stockton Jr. are tied at 25 under, and Tiger Woods trails by just a single shot. Welcome back to our final round live coverage. In our gallery of champions, Gary Koch's alongside. He won in 1988 here. The man that won the year before, Paul Azinger.
7 under today, second shot to the home hole. Pin cut all the way in the back left portion of the green. And nicely done for Zinger. His best round of the year earlier this week with an 8 under par 64 here at the TPC at Summerlin. So encouraged.
Back to Tiger at 13.
Now let's take a look at what Tiger Woods faces here in this eagle putt. First of all, the obvious, it's long, I'd say almost 80, 85 feet in length. Now the mountain range is back in this area over here to the west, so the land tends to run in this direction, even though it doesn't appear that way as you get up on the green. Generally, the back portion of the green you think is higher than the front portion. That is not the case on this putt, so as it moves up toward the hole, it's going to move off slightly to the right, but importantly, it is going to be much slower than what it appears. And there you can see downtown, and that is the valley off in the area here. So again, the general flow of the land is in this direction, so this makes this putt much more uphill than it appears. Jim, from this length and going back up against the range, up against the valley, effect. If he can get this putt within, I'd say 3 feet of the hole, he has done very well. Tendency again will be to leave it short. Much more uphill than it appears.
Still some work to be done for the birdie. Stockton Jr. at 12.
That's a 9-iron from 147. That's gone to the right. It better bite. All right. Very dangerous in that back right-hand corner of that green.
Pretty relaxed.
Well, it was interesting, Jim. I was talking to him on the practice tee this morning. He told me his experience at the Buick Open about 2.5 months ago when he was right around the lead going into the last round. He said, I got too pumped up. I got too excited and I couldn't handle it. Ended up shooting 72 and finished tied for third. But he said, I've got a whole different approach to today's round. I'm going to go out, just try and stay relaxed and see what happens.
Couples.
Pitch and wedge. 127. You heard him yell hook. That's also to the right. He's going to spin, though. I think that's a pretty good shot. I'd like to see that ball come down when that pins on that back part of that green. The water's real close there.
After a double bogey, trailing by 2.
David's got a lot of work left here. He's driven on the downslope of this bunker. He has 179 yards. It pins all in the back of the green. The ball is going to be well below. I mean, he's going to be much lower on his left side than his right. This is really a tough shot. The ball's sitting up so high you could go underneath it very, very easily.
Max, really, I think.
This is not the type of shot you'd like to have coming off a double bogey.
Yeah, off of that, it's 180 total.
Especially with this hole location, Andy North, it is cut right in the very back edge of the green, only about 4 paces until it runs off the green into a collection area. Hard to control the distance from this type lie.
I'll tell you, that was really, really a good shot.
Tie for the lead.
Left edge putt, hit it firmly. He knew it.
So Tiger Woods tied at 25 under along with Kelly Gibson. What a story this would be, huh? In just his 9th PGA Tour event. Back to black at 11.
136 yards, just a nice little 9-iron for Ronnie. The one thing you don't want to do is go long. It's better get down.
So Tiger Woods at 25 under with Stockton Jr. and Kelly Gibson. You saw Dave Stockton Jr. back off there. He's looking around, a lot of movement. There's a huge crowd, biggest Sunday crowd we can recall.
Jim, I tell you, Jim, forgive me, Jim, there's more people here than I've ever seen here. This particular green is also right on a road that fronts some homes, a couple of cars going by.
Well, you see the water there yesterday. Somebody in the gallery asked Dave while he was walking if he gets nervous having to hit a shot over the water, and he said, I didn't really think about it, but he said, I'm not going to walk near the gallery and talk to him today. I don't need that kind of added pressure.
This is from about 18 feet.
That's right all the way. Right all the way.
Also looking for his first win, Kelly Gibson, back-to-back birdies, second at 13.
Kelly, another one of the long hitters on the PGA Tour, currently ranked 7th in driving distance, so he's got the length to reach this green too. It comes up just short.
Also tied, tee at 14, Woods.
159 yards today, Jim. Should be just a nice hard 9-iron. Cut very close on the left-hand side. That's a good, smart shot. Playing like a veteran. Put the ball in the center of the green. Try to work it toward the hole.
To finish up here at 18 for his round 8 under 64.
Well, there's two things that I've seen since Paul Azinger come back, Jim. One, his iron play is not nearly as good as it used to be, and his putting is certainly not as good.
Couples at 12. Poundstone.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie, smile. You're hitting that 13th hole, that stretch where you birdied 4 in a row Friday and yesterday. Ronnie Black doing the plumb bob there has about a 6-footer for his par at 11 to stay 1 shot back. Now watching Davis.
Davis has got a putt in the 12 to 14 foot range. It's going to break from his right to left. This would be really a big putt for him. I mean, he's 2 shots behind, and there's all these guys up in front of him making birdies. He really needs to get going again. He really hasn't done anything at all since those first 4 birdies.
Well, he talked about it earlier in the week, the importance of staying patient, not trying to force the issue.
This is a very makeable putt. The valley is to his left, and that's the direction it's going to swing. Just outside the right of the hole, an inch or so.
Back to 24 under. He and Ronnie Black trailing by 1. Top 3 on the leaderboard in the final round of this Las Vegas Invitational, all looking for their first PGA Tour title. Frank Beard has caught up with Tiger Woods and his birdie try to take the lead at 14.
Well, he's hitting her nice and snug. It's not an easy putt to read. Again, he's going kind of into the mountains. Got the valley on his right.
This is a putt that we looked at the greens earlier today, Frank, and it sure looks like it wants to break to the right, but if you get it outside the hole on the left, it will not break that much. Almost a straight putt. There it is.
He sure read it right. Boy, you ought to see these people out here, boy. This reminds me of Arnold Palmer days. They are absolutely going crazy running down the fairways.
If he wins 297, his earnings for the year, and it's been a short year. It's just been a
Very
couple
short
of weeks.
year.
Kelly Gibson's 4th shot at the par 5 13th.
Kelly taking the putter. Get in there for him.
Went through a stretch last year. He made only 3 of 13 cuts, but came roaring back to cash checks in 8 of the last 9 events to retain his playing card. A moment ago, Ronnie Black for his par at 11.
No, that's going to leak off to the right. Just hasn't happened for Ronnie on the greens today.
15 drivable. We've seen it all week. Rick Fair got to the par 4 15th, so he's up with an eagle try.
Oh, Jim only playing to about 293 yards today. I like what the field staff has done. They've put the pin right down on the very front right portion of the green. It brings that deep bunker into play and certainly brings the upslope at the front of the green into play.
Tap in birdie for Rick Fair. He trails Tiger by 1. Kelly Gibson's 1 back. Dave Stockton Jr. trails by a single shot. And Davis Love, the 3rd, after that birdie at 11. He's got it within striking distance once again. Well, there'll be the Brunswick Ambassador Lanes in Bedford, Ohio, where Norman Duke is the defending champion. And it's the first live bowling event of the 96 Fall Tour, the Cleveland Open, Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 here on the West Coast. And we talked about the record crowd on Sunday. This is just the Woods Watch.
Yeah, Tiger Mania.
Mickelson and his eagle try at 16.
Let's get Phil to 23 under par. Downhill, moving to the right. Hit it, hit it, hit it.
So a tap-in birdie for Phil. That gets him to 22 under. Stockton Jr. tee at 13.
He's looking at it anxiously. There's a series of bunkers down the left-hand side. You certainly want to avoid those.
Only turned pro 2 months ago, under the microscope, and then some ever since.
Well, he's got his 3-wood out on this hole. It's playing short. In fact, I'm sure it crossed his mind maybe hit an iron that far. If the green wasn't elevated, I'm sure he could hit an iron that far. Pin's right on the front.
He's got to carry the ball up onto the putting surface to have it reach the green, because anything that lands short, the green sits about 8 or 10 feet above the level of the fairway, and it is a severe slope. So if he can hit it as hard as he needs to with his pulled groin muscle.
Well, he's got it started to the right. It's coming back a little bit. There. I don't know if it's going to come back left enough.
3-wood carried it past pin high and into the back bunker. I mean, this is unbelievable. He carried that ball 315 yards in the air with a 3-wood.
Back to Black at 12.
Black has 157 yards. Pin's all the way in the back left of this green. If you push this ball out to the right a little bit, it'll hit on the downslope and the ball can actually go in the water. He's got to literally birdie every hole to have a chance now. This ball's headed right. Yeah, he got lucky, landing right on top of that ridge.
Trailing by 1, tee at the par 3 14th, Kelly Gibson.
See if Kelly gets aggressive, goes right at it. No, that's a 9-iron, mishit a little bit, and that is well short.
Back to 12.
Love with a big pitching wedge from 137. He's also pushed it out to the right.
Tiger Woods started the day trailing by 4. He's blistered so far. He is 7 under today and in the lead by 1. A terrific tournament for Keith Fergus. Started the day at 19 under. He's 4 under today, 23 under, 3 back, playing partner and leader Tiger Woods.
Man, take it home, Tiger. Tiger, come on, Tiger. All the fans, all the folks.
Fergus away from the game, Gary, about 7 years, was teaching, and that time with his family and time teaching actually renewed his interest in the game.
Oh, it certainly did. He left the tour and went back to become the golf coach at his alma mater, the University of Houston. Reached 40 years of age and thought, well, the time is passing me by. Maybe I ought to give it another try.
Said for a time when he was kind of on that vacation and teaching, he didn't think he'd ever come back. Ronnie Black at 12.
Now, Ronnie appears to be getting maybe a little tentative here on some of these putts. Again, it's a big week for him, 123rd on the money list.
Ahead to 15 with Tiger.
Tiger Woods faces one very difficult bunker shot. First of all, it's the length. Obviously, that makes it hard, but what makes it even harder, there's a knob that runs down into the green right in this area here, and everything runs dead away, downhill, down valley, just as fast as it could be. I think he's got to try to land the ball almost in that area where you just saw him standing, right on top of that knob, hopefully with a little bit of spin, and then just have it drift on down toward the hole.
Well, Gary, that's the only chance he has. There's no other way to get the ball close unless he decided to play some kind of low drag shot out of there and hope it ran up over that Bermuda fringe, and that'll never work.
Well, it's the type of shot, if he goes right at the flag and actually carries the ball a little bit too far, the potential of actually knocking the ball off the front of the green is there.
Well, it's going to require some imagination. We've seen his heart. We know he's got a lot of game. This is where your great players come through. They have a lot of imagination, very creative. But to be very abrupt with those hands, you can see him picking it straight up. That should get the ball up in the air for him. Yeah, it's going on the downslope a little bit. Oh, nice shot. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, he didn't get the best break he could have gotten out of that. That's a marvelous shot, and if he'd have gotten anywhere near the break he deserved, it'd have been stiff.
Back to 14. Kelly Gibson, 25 under, down by 1.
Good 35 feet. Moving left all the way. And not a realistic birdie opportunity when you don't put an 8 or 9 iron closer to the hole than that.
Back to 12 to get it to within 1. Ahead to 13, Dave Stockton Jr., his second shot. He's only 1 back.
Well, he's taking a big rip at it.
Get on.
I'd say from that reaction, he may have gotten it. Will it bounce up? It's got to run up a slope there. It's got to come up. It's liable to trickle back. Oh, it's going to go all the way back down off the front of the green and then leave a very interesting shot from there.
How's Dad doing? Dad started out the day within 2. Gil Morgan in just his second senior PGA Tour event. Finished at 3 under last week at the Vantage Championship in his debut. Chi-Chi trails by 1. Jim Colbert, last week's winner at the Vantage. He's only 2 back. He won here in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Senior Classic. That'll have a new home next year.
Well, that'll move to the TPC at the Canyons.
Fergus to get it to 25 under.
Well, Fergus is a very quiet man. I'm sure that he'd rather have been any place but playing with Tiger today when he needs a big check to get in that top 125. He's indicted himself very nicely. That was for an eagle, but he gets a real nice birdie, much needed birdie.
He'll go to 24 under along with Mark Calcavecchia and the 93 champion here, Davis Love III. Snoopy 2 patrolling the skies high over the TPC at Summerlin. Summerlin, America's #1 master plan community. Great to have our guys from MetLife on board on the West Coast here with Snoopy 2 and with Snoopy 1 on the East Coast. Tiger now for his birdie to go to 27 under.
It's not a real difficult putt. It just comes down the hill. Might be a little quick. Gary, you've probably seen a couple of putts on this green today that I haven't seen. It looks like to me it might move off to his right a bit.
Well, Frank, if there's been a tendency among the players who have putted from this area, it is to not read enough break. It definitely will go to the right. We've seen 2 or 3 players not play enough break and kind of ease the putt down the hill and lose it off to the right. Tiger has never been one to ease a putt. Seems to usually putt these very aggressively, so let's see what happens.
To go to 8 under on the day and take a 2-shot lead.
He hit it aggressively and it didn't break enough. And a little work left yet.
Ahead to the 17th. This is Mickelson's 3rd shot.
His tee shot in the water, drop to this position, chip in par. No problem.
Like Houdini. Back to the tee at 13.
Well, here's the start of the stretch of these 4 holes that will determine who wins this tournament. Davis really needs to make at least 3 birdies. He's driven it down the middle of the fairway. Not exceptionally long, though.
Yeah, he's going to have to crank it if he's going to reach the green in 2 from there.
This is not a gimme for his par.
One of the reasons these young guys putt so well, they have no fear of making these putts coming back. Very solid.
Been a bogey-free final round. Tiger started 4 shots back. He's in the lead by 1. Rick Fair at 16.
3rd shot to the par 5. Actually a very easy pin placement for a 3rd shot, Jim. You've got a backstop built in behind it. Stay up, stay up. And boy, I tell you what, that is criminal there. That was actually a pretty good shot. And now it's back in the hazard.
So it's Tiger Woods nursing a 1-shot lead. Closest to him, Kelly Gibson, Rick Fair, and Dave Stockton Jr. Welcome back to you with our leader.
Well, he can knock it on this green. I mean, he might get closer to it on 1 than he would in 2. Not a long 5 par. Well, he's absolutely killed it. It's gone left a little bit, but it's still plenty long.
Well, it's gone by the bunker. It's in the extreme left-hand side of the fairway, which actually gives him a great angle to go right at the flag, cut over on the right-hand side of the green if he so chooses.
Hundreds waited for autographs the other day. He had his mom at his side. He posed for pictures. Very personable, very patient the other day. Kelly Gibson, 25 under.
I mentioned Kelly's length, 5th on the tour in driving distance, so he can reach this drivable par 4. But that looks like it's going a little right. Well, right, but not much. Beautiful shot. Have that for an eagle, too.
Dave Stockton Jr. a little bit unlucky. I mean, another couple of feet, and it would have just gotten up onto the front fringe.
Well, now he's got a touchy little shot, Jim. Do you try to lob it? Yep, see, it's cut so close. The safe shot is to just take a 6-iron, 7-iron, bump it, and run it.
Woods, Gibson, Jr. trying for their first win. A number of first-time winners. Wayzata, Minnesota's Tim Herron cracked through earlier this year. It's been a great year. Stockton now.
This for his par. Jim, he's now pitched the ball some 10 feet by the hole. Move back slightly to his right. Boy, that's crucial there. That is really, really leaving something behind when you're right in front of the green in 2 and walk off making a 6.
Davis back watching, has about 286. Chipping from the rocks to here. Fair's par putt at 16.
Hang on, hang on.
That coming back for his bogey. We set it up at the top of the telecast. This crucial stretch, 13 through 16.
Tiger Woods able to birdie 13 and 14. Perhaps should have birdied 15. Will have nothing more than an iron left of this par 5 16th. Davis now just starting this key stretch of holes. Second shot.
286, Gary. I actually think this may be a good break that it didn't get down quite as far. He can land this ball 20 yards short of the green, coming in your low and hot, and roll it to where the pin is and get it to roll up that slope. Unfortunately, it's going a little left. Yeah, hit very softly. He's going to have a really hard pitch shot.
Kelly Gibson was a winner when he played on the Ben Hogan, now the Nike Tour, Tri-Cities Classic. He's been to that winner's circle, but this, the big league.
Well, he's a young player with a lot of potential, Jim. There's no question about it. I've talked about his length. He's a very strong player, hits the ball a long way off the tee. And when he gets it going, he shoots some very low scores. His problem on the PGA Tour in his years that he's been out here, he's been pretty inconsistent. When he's good, he's very good, but he can get well off.
Fair made his bogey at 16, so Rick falls to 24 under, along with Calabravia and Keith Fergus, and Dave Stockton Jr., who made his bogey at 13.
Now Kelly will be faced with the second half of the shot that Tiger played earlier. He's right on top of that knob, coming down the hill. Ball should start picking up speed. Move a little bit to his right. Oh, what a great putt. What a great effort for an eagle, too.
Our leader at 16.
The Tiger's got 199 to the hole. He and Fluff are really working this one over. It's downhill, and he's pumped. And I tell you, he plays a game that I haven't seen in a long, long time. I mean, Gary could almost take a lottery on what he's pulled out of there. Maybe as little as an 8-iron.
The mindset now, I think, becomes make birdie, right?
Well, I think so. I mean, he's in control of the tournament right at this moment. The key here is make sure you make birdie. Don't make worse than that. If you happen to make a 25 or 30-foot putt for an eagle, hey, that's great.
Well, we watched him play Friday. He had pretty much the same shot and put it in the water. I really believe he's taken a 6-iron, which would be plenty of club for him. I expect with that experience Friday and Fluff having a visit with him, he'll bring this in from the left. Pin's way on the right. Well, I tell you what, he started right at the hole. I mean,
good smart shot. Took the water out of play, carried the ball well back behind the hole. Nicely done.
Is this an amazing story or what? The story, the script, you just couldn't write any better 2 months after turning pro. Welcome back. We're on the tee at the par 3 14th. See if he can regroup.
go.
Asking for it to go.
Now it's got to be over that corner of the bunker. Okay, it is. And now it's all right. Putting back up the hill.
Just a moment ago, Fergus, back-to-back birdies. Keith at 24 under.
That's his third shot. He had to lay up. It's got to get up itself.
Oh, hit the rocks. Oh, it's a bad break. What a bad break.
Back to 13. Davis's third.
Difficult here, trying to play a pitch and run, but it's into this grain of the Bermuda grass. Just kills it. Great, great pin placement there.
Birdie try to get back to 25 under.
Back up the hill, swinging from his right to left. And now we're at a point where each and every putt just really huge for Dave Stockton. The money, very important, as he sits 150th on the money list.
So Junior will head to 15, trailing by 2. Kelly Gibson tapped in. So he stays tied at 15. Fair, trailing by 1. This is Keith Fergus now, and his 5th shot at the par 5 16th.
Well, I believe he's gotten that one up. Good shot. That's a gutty shot right there. There's a man that needs the money. That would have been easy to throw that back for an automatic 2-putt.
Back to 13 now.
Lovin a must-make position from 12 feet. Let's go just slightly to the left at the end.
Oh.
You see the players that are experienced with these putts just kind of play a little feed putt, just kind of put out like a feed to the hole. You just can't be aggressive.
You know, Davis Love III had a great story earlier in the week about this man. Davis had everybody in the media making all the hoopla about how much how much Tiger has to make the top 125, what he's doing so far. And he said, it doesn't surprise Davis at all that he's fighting into contention here and now is in the lead, because all Tiger Woods thinks about is winning. And Davis points out, he said, that's the difference between the top players and the guys who are just getting by.
Well, there's no question about it. It's very unique that a young man 20 years of age, having just turned pro, has the ability to think that way, and certainly the monetary contracts that he signed has certainly allowed him to not worry too much about money. Most guys, when they first come out on the tour, have to worry about just making enough money to make expenses.
He and his caddy Fluff are walking down the fairway, and we've talked about Fluff's experience. I mean, that's a real bonus for Tiger right now. I can see Fluff kind of joking with him, kind of had him smiling, relaxing a little bit. Again, this putt, depending on how firm you want to hit it, can be played as much as 6 or 8 inches out to the left.
Get in the hole!
This man is still in it, even though he is down by 2, but he's got to get going.
Well, he certainly is. He needs to hit this ball close right now. It's just a good full 9-iron. He's left that right. Jimmy just hasn't been very aggressive with some of these swings on the back 9.
Started out the day with 4 straight birdies, in the lead after 4 holes by 2. Then he bogeyed 5. He doubled 10. And since then, to be honest, out of his rhythm.
Well, he is. The good news is that's still a makeable putt, and then he's got the drivable par 4 the next hole and a reachable par 5. So certainly not out of it at the moment.
After hitting the rock and finding the H2O, this is Fergus and his bogey putt.
Well, every player outer has his own agenda. They're just not all on the same page, and this man right here is fighting for his exempt life. This is just a huge, huge putt. Don't think it's going to do much turning. If he hits it firm, it's a little bit uphill. Maybe just on the right edge of the hole and hit it. He never hit it firm enough.
So a double drops him to 22 under. Tiger now for the birdie.
Well, he saw the ball go by the hole, but as firm as he hits it, he's got to play this inside the hole. I'm sure he's got that figured out. I mean, he really makes this game look easy. Driving a 6-iron on this 5 par. Good solid birdie.
8 under on the day. He started out 4 back. Now he's at 27 under, heading to the 17th. Welcome back live to the tee at 17 with Tiger Woods in the lead by 1.
Well, it appears to be his tournament to win. The one thing you can't do is go left, and he hasn't done that. What a good solid swing. What a swing that was. There was no block, no hold off. He just went right at it, but it was never in danger of being in trouble. He really is living up to everything we've heard about him.
Back to the par 3 14th with Davis Love III.
Well, this is rapidly getting to must-make time for Davis. This is the putt that does not move right. Most of the players playing too much break. Now Davis has come up and out of just about every putt he's hit on this back 9. Not striking the ball solidly. It's coming off the putter blade with a little bit of side spin. That's why he's missing it to the right.
Looking down, Kelly Gibson.
Well, Jim, I'm a little surprised here. Very severe downhill lie, and he is trying to knock it on this green over the lake.
Come on.
That's got to go. That didn't go. That could very easily cost Kelly Gibson the tournament.
After a brilliant tee shot at the par 3 17th, Woods with another birdie try when we come back. Right now it's Tiger's tournament to lose. You're going to see that smile a lot. Walking up after a great tee shot at 17. Back to 16 now. This is his 4th shot.
And this after hitting his 2nd in the water, Kelly Gibson drops and plays a 3rd shot within about 10 feet of the flag, so still a chance to save par.
Here at 18, Rick Fair, 24 under.
Extreme right-hand edge of the fairway, trying to bring the ball in from right to left, utilize the slope in the green.
How things stand right now in this 90-hole Las Vegas Invitational. Incredible. Tiger Woods, 27 under par. He's 26 under after the first round because...
Well, that's exactly right. He was only 1 under par. Shot a 1 under par 70. He's 26 under par since then. Calabravia has made quite a move today. And he's got this with a chance to make eagle and get to 26 under.
Quick putt from about 15 feet. Should go right. Look at this, to 26 under. Calca's leaping into that top 30.
He's liable to leap right into first place.
he is 33rd on the money list right now. Calabravia is. The top 30 get to go to the Tour Championship at Southern Hills in Tulsa. Back to 15, Stockton Jr. Eagle try. The drivable par 4.
Well, you want to see an interesting putt. This one is off of one level, down through the valley, up and over the hump, and then back down and to the right. And then what's Michael usually say? Nothing but net.
Junior would settle for his birdie. Just
Yes,
get this
he
in
would.
nice and close. Walk away from here at 25 under and head to the par 5 16th.
All All right, now it's coming down over the hill, picking up speed, moving to the right. Look at this putt. Break, break! Oh, man, that is so good. It's incredible.
So Dave Stockton Jr. will go to 25 under. He heads to the par 5 16th. The birdie there, 26 under, and who knows? He thought he had it. It's close. Gary said break to the right. It didn't. Kelly Gibson and his par putt.
Up the hill a little bit to the right. Get in. That way, Kelly.
So Kelly's at 26 under with Calabravia.
There you go, Cal. Good work. Thanks. Thank you.
Ahead to 17, Tiger to go to 28 under.
Well, he not only hit a great iron shot, but he left himself just the very best possible birdie putt. It's nice and level. We took a little look at it this morning. It's pretty level looking. Might move off to his right just a little bit. Just not much to it.
That's right all the way. Right all the way.
So he will head to the 90th hole of this Las Vegas Invitational with a one-shot lead. We touched on Calabravia hoping to get to Tulsa. Lee Jansen's in at 20 under par, and he's 32nd on the money list. Hoping to get there. Calabravia after that eagle tee at the par 3 17th.
Trying to play a draw, which is not his normal shot, and is hanging out there. He's on the green, but he's going to have a good 45 to 50 footer. Tough pin for Calc to get to.
Fair here at 18 to finish at 25 under.
A long birdie putt, Jim, and it'll turn a pretty good bit from his right to left. Up and over this knob right here. And very few players have played enough break from that position.
Back on the tee, Tiger.
Well, the only place you can't go is left. He's played well against that. It's down the right side. Let's see what it does with this hump here. Well, it's just his day. It stayed to the left side of that hump. Really made a much simpler second shot.
Again, his length, such an advantage. That's a 2-iron off the tee.
Tee at 17, Andy.
Kelly Gibson, 215 yards to get all the way back to the pin, but you really don't need to think that yardage. About 195, land in the middle of the green. This looks really good. A little bit to the right of the hole, drawing in, depending on the bounce. Oh, he carried it a little too far.
Stay, okay, stayed right on the back fringe, so he'll be able to putt it.
Tee at 15, 24 under.
Davis is going with 3-wood. Certainly has the length to hit it that far.
Stay in here.
Brother Mark asking for it to stay in here. Remember, it's got to carry all the way up. Ooh, it did. It almost carried in the hole.
That for an eagle. Tee at 16. Stockton birdied 15. David 25 under.
Right there.
You wonder today if Kathy is watching this now live or walking on the fairways at Wilshire, watching Dave Sr. playing there. You start to wonder, Gary Cope, when they'll run out of adjectives. And he's only 2 months as a pro, but he's handled it with class.
Well, I have to say that every adjective that I've heard so far has been pretty accurate. Absolutely the complete golf game. There's some question about his ability to control the distance that he hit his short irons, but he's worked very hard on that in the last year with Butch Harmon as instructor, and he has certainly done a nice job of that today.
Back to 17.
Mark Calabravia will be the first player to putt. Mark has a putt a good 45 foot. This is the hardest green in the golf course to make a putt on. It actually slopes from front to back, which is so unusual. So this putt, even though it looks like it breaks a lot from right to left, doesn't break anywhere near that much. It'll be slightly right to left and then straightening out at the hole. When Calc is one of those guys, when he gets on a roll, he can sure knock these things in.
Ahead to 18, and Tiger's approach.
Well, just a real good example of why we're going to hear an awful lot about this young man. Put Gary Cope to work with a pencil. He hit that 2-iron about 265 yards, and I don't even think he ripped it. I think he just held it in the center of the fairway. He's got 193 left of the pin. The pin's right in the back left. Water all along the left, bunker over the green. Neither of those seems to bother this guy. Just a 6-iron.
He went at that. That was certainly an aggressive swing. Huh. No center of the green there. Went right at it.
Coco, this guy doesn't know what the center of the green is, I don't believe. I don't think he knows what water and sand is. He certainly doesn't know what fear is.
Back to 17, Andy.
It's not the kind of putt you'd think you're going to make, but Cal really rolls these well.
So as we pick up Freddie Couples' second shot at the par 5 16th. That's easily one of the better ones we've seen today, but I'm afraid for Freddie it might be a little too late.
Keith Fergus at 18, 22 under, Frank.
Well, he really needs a birdie. That's just a little 7-iron. It's coming back a little bit. Good shot. Really played pretty solid golf. Had that one slip on 16.
And it cost him with a double bogey. The 90th hole. He was 1 under after the first round of the Las Vegas Invitational. 26 under in the next 4 rounds. Kelly Gibson back at 17.
Even though this putt looks downhill, it's very, very slow because you're putting back up against the mountain.
Perhaps on the eve of his first professional victory after 3 straight U.S. amateur crowns. No one ever won 3 straight. Bad tee shot, so Dave Stockton Jr. had to lay up at 16.
Just a nice full sand wedge third shot. Should have plenty of spin. Just make sure you carry it far enough. And it's okay.
Back to 15. Eagle try. This would get Davis Love III to 26 under. The par 5 16th ahead for him.
Down the hill, very similar to the putt we saw Kelly Gibson almost make.
Get in.
That's in. That's in.
26 under, and he can get to 16 and 2.
Well, Jim, we touched on at the top of the show. It'd be holes 13 through 16 that could determine this tournament.
Just a moment ago, Kelly Gibson for his par at 17. Oh, no. So he'll fall to 25 under. Davis Love III, an eagle, gets it to 26 under. Stockton Jr. is still in it. And Tiger at the 90th hole of this Las Vegas Invitational at 27 under par, 8 under on a bogey-free final round.
I watched Tiger as he came up. I never saw him glance at the leaderboard. I certainly don't know what his caddy was telling him. He's played enough golf to know approximately where he is. Gave the crowd their due, but he's back to work. This is not a long putt, but again, it's, as these greens seem to be day in and day out, very difficult to read. Has a large hump to the right of the ball that's going to kick it to the left.
There's Butch Harmon, his coach, who we have talked about.
As Frank was saying, there's a large hump to the right, so the ball actually swings right to left pretty good at the start, but as it gets back near the hole, it will move back to the right toward the water.
That's all that's left for his par in a round of 8 under 64. Into the clubhouse after 90 holes with a one-shot lead. Just do it. He might have just done it.
And again, I can't tell you how impressive. 26 under par for the last 4 rounds. A lot of players after opening with a 1 under par 70 with a 3-round cut would have never had a chance of even making the cut.
Davis has 3 holes to make 1 birdie to tie.
Well, Jim, this hole obviously you can get 2 and 2. Yesterday he drove the ball 1 foot out of the fairway and had to lay up. All he wants to do is just hit a good solid tee shot in the fairway. He doesn't need to try to kill it.
Oh, yeah! Turn.
This ball's to the right. This is right over where Kelly Gibson had it.
Severe side hill lie. The ball's going to be well below his feet. A few little trees in the way, and of course the lake that comes out in front of the green.
Up on the green, Dave Stockton Jr. to get himself to 26 under. Roll it. Keith Fergus at 18.
We've touched on how big every putt is for Keith Fergus. 164th on the money list. Another birdie here could make the difference. Hit it, Keith. Hit it, Keith.
So he will finish at 22 under along with Stuart Sink, Tommy Tolles, who had a 63, and the Bell Canadian Open champion Dudley Hart. Tiger Woods, some high fives. You got it. He'll have to wait about 45 minutes to find out if there's a playoff or not. Woods in the lead by a single shot. A fantastic finish, and we're glad that you're on board for the final round of this 14th Las Vegas Invitational. We have had 11 different first-time winners on the PGA Tour this year. Will Tiger make it 12, and he even doesn't? Or will Davis, who won in '93, catch him and maybe beat him in regulation or force a playoff? Stockton Jr. still has a chance. Kelly Gibson, I think, Andy, first at 18.
Yes, he is, Jim. He's driven the ball beautifully. Pins all the way in the back left. Looks like just a nice 7-iron for Kelly. He likes to take the ball right to left so he can take it right about the middle of the green and try to draw it in there.
Kelly 25 under after that bogey at 17.
Oh, what a great shot. Very aggressive. Needed to be. Did it very well. This will be a good experience for him, Jim. He was right there in the thick of it. 9 holes to go. Most guys have got to be there a few times before they accomplish what they set out to do.
The back 9, 5 under so far for Mark Calabravia.
And I can't tell you what an aggressive tee shot he's hit here. Took it right over the corner of the Arroyo. Now he's just got a 9-iron second shot. This is a huge drive. Can really be aggressive with this shorter club.
Birdie at 18 for Calc. Gets him to 27 under.
A bit unlucky. He hit it so solidly, it just had a lot of spin on it.
And unfortunately for Mark, the putter has not exactly been his friend.
Andy, have you had a chance to look at Davis's lie?
Yeah, it's not very good, Gary. It's about a 50-50 chance of going at it. The ball's so far below his feet. This would be a heck of a shot if he could pull it off. I'm not so sure he's going to.
I mean, almost the identical position to where we saw Kelly Gibson try to go for it and, of course, knocked it in the water.
The one thing he's got here, Gary, is if he tries to lay it up, there's one tree sort of in his way to lay it up. I mean, the easiest angle, the clear angle, is going right at the hole.
There's a good look at what he faces if he does decide to go. You can see Davis is back there where the people are.
This obviously is the tournament. You know, if he tries to go at it and it goes in the water, it's over probably for him.
Andy, what kind of yardage?
206 to the front to carry on to the green. I believe he's going to go left and lay up. I think this is the best play. I really do.
Well, it's very similar to how he played the hole yesterday. He drove the ball in the rough along the right-hand side, played a very conservative second shot, but then a great third and still made birdie. And I like this. I like this play. This is exactly what we talked about at the top of the show, a more mature Davis Love, one who is much better at his course management skills.
Welcome back. We're at 18. Calabravia to tie Tiger Woods in the clubhouse.
Uphill putt, and most players have missed it left, Jim. It turns more than they think.
What we were talking about. It's been a tough year for Mark with that putter. On the range, practicing, warming up, and staying warm. We asked him if he would like to come and talk to us at 18, or if Frank Beard could talk with him there on the range, and Tiger has declined. He is attending to business and staying loose. Davis, third at the par 5 16th.
Davis laid up beautifully. He's got 98 yards at the hole. He's got a great angle to attack this pin, and he happened to catch it a little bit solid and carried the ball 10 or 12 feet by the hole. It's going to spin back down to the hole. This is the perfect shot you'd have to get it close. He's bringing it in low. It's going to need to skid. Good shot.
That for birdie to tie at 27 under. Trailing by 2 a moment ago at the par 3 17th, Stockton Jr.
Tough situation for Dave. He'd like to be aggressive. He'd like to go right at the flag, but at the same time, he's got to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. Okay, that's a nice, smart, safe shot. Give yourself 20, 25 feet. Try to let your putter accomplish the task.
Kelly Gibson to finish at 26 under. Get in. Finishes with a birdie.
Boy, he's going to look back at that short missed putt at 17.
Calabravia finished for the par. He's in at 26 under. Kelly Gibson at 26 under. And when we come back, Davis Love in his putt to tie Tiger. Welcome back. Were he to win, $297,000 to the winner, Tiger Woods, $140 in earnings coming in. He's over on the practice tee. $437 in just a couple of weeks, and an outside shot at Tulsa and Southern Hills in the Tour Championship, maybe, huh?
Well, could be, Jim. You know, he would still probably need another 100,000 plus. But the way this man plays, if he plays the next couple of weeks,
you've got the La Cantera Texas Open, right?
Right, you do, and then of course the Disney Classic down in his new hometown of Orlando in a couple of weeks.
Even par today in the final round for Ronnie Black.
Well, it's been a tough day for Ronnie. He just hasn't gotten anything to happen. He's played pretty well. You know, he's going to make a real nice check and secure his top 125, but he just played an incredible shot. Third shot off the 17th tee to get it to this point. His putt's going to break a little bit from his right to left. Ronnie.
Tie at 16 after a great third shot.
4 to 5 feet. Putt's going to break from his left to right. You got to believe he's got to put this one right on the edge. If he hits it, if he guns it like he does once in a while, it could catch the edge and not go in. I think he's got to put it right on the edge, though.
He's missed a couple of putts this 9 where the stroke's gotten a little quick. He's come up and out of the putt. It's had a tendency to squirt off to the right. Let's see if he can stay steady.
does he know?
18, 17, 18.
Well, he'll find out soon enough, Jim. If he doesn't know right now, there is another big scoreboard right over there by the practice tee, so it will not take long for Tiger to know.
Dave Stockton Jr. for his par at 17 to stay at 25 under. Ouch.
Wow, that's a huge putt, Jim. That's one, I mean, you feel badly. It looked like he maybe just took it for granted.
Snoopy 2 is high overhead, providing the aerial view of this Las Vegas Invitational. Dedicated crew of 15 travels with Snoopy 2. Like us, no home base. They travel about 60,000 miles a year. Great job the guys have done here on the West Coast. Snoopy 1 with us on the East Coast. Our friends from MetLife. Folks at home love the shots from the blimp when the golf ball comes right into their living room.
Well, I think it's a tremendous perspective. It gives you a chance to see how the shot relates to the rest of the hole. And I, for one, love that view.
Two faces of the two men that are 27 under. One on the practice tee and one who can win it with another birdie.
He's got two interesting holes left, Jim. The hardest hole on the golf course, 17th, the par 3, the only hole on the back 9 playing over par. And then he turns around and plays the most difficult par 4 on the back 9. So if he makes a birdie on one of these two and wins it, he will certainly deserve it. Two good holes.
That's right. Right where you hit that 5-iron in the practice round the other day.
Voice that of brother Mark, his caddy.
Yep.
5-iron, the club choice.
I think that's just perfect for him, Gary. Doesn't need to be aggressive here where this pin is. If you can land the ball 20 feet short of the hole and 10 or 15 feet to the right of it, it should funnel right down toward the hole. So you can literally take this right at our ESPN sign behind the green. It'd be a great line. That's right where it started. This really looks good.
Sounded a little heavy, like he wanted it to go. Well, it did. Oh, it did.
And a little sigh. He won the Buick Invitational to start the year. He was runner-up last week at the Buick Challenge, ironically a tournament that Tiger pulled out of because Tiger was tired. Interesting, earlier this week, Davis Love III was saying, Gary Koch, that he was trying to grab hold of something, anything, to keep him psyched up and playing hard at this time of year. A little bit of tired.
Well, it's been a long year for all of these players, Jim, and I think what Davis latched onto was, if I could win here in Las Vegas and then win again at the Tour Championship, I still might have an outside chance of winning the money title. That's something that gets a player like Davis Love excited.
Tiger still on the practice tee with his coach Butch Harmon, wondering if there'll be a playoff. Costly bogey for Dave Jr. at 17.
Well, potentially so, Jim. Again, he's 150th on the money list. He's only made $113,000 this year. It's going to take close to $160,000 to be an exempt player. Every bogey coming in now could really hurt.
Tremendous field here at the $1.65 million Las Vegas Invitational. Kind of some bonus money to encourage some of the top money winners to come.
Well, they certainly did. The Las Vegas Invitational folks innovative, saying if a certain number of the top 10 money winners committed that they would bump the purse, and then also a certain number of the top 30 money winners, they would increase the purse even more.
John Cook in our gallery of champions won here. Great round by Tommy Tolles today. Jim Furyk, the defending champion. Important round for Hugh Royer III.
Well, I think he should pretty much have locked himself up a position in the top 125. He was 124th coming into the week. Good solid play, finishing 19 under. Good tournament for Andy Bean. 18 under par. Michael Bradley, the winner last week at the Buick Challenge.
Our 11th first-time winner, Callaway Gardens, Georgia. Great job that tournament director Charlie Barron, all his staff, Bob Cole, the general chairman, have done. This tournament has really come of age, I think, this year. All the skyboxes, the Howard Hughes Corporation there, the Hard Rock Cafe.
Well, it's a great job done by the Founders Club, too, Jim,
Yep.
the supporting group, the local group from here in Las Vegas. This one of just several events that they are a part of. They are involved with the Senior Tour event, the Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge that'll be coming later in the year, and also the new LPGA Tour Championship that'll be played here in November.
And, of course, when the seniors come back here, they have used the TPC at Summerlin as the home course for the Las Vegas Senior Classic, but they moved to a Ray Floyd design, the TPC Canyons course.
Well, they do. We had a chance to preview it just the other day, and I think it's going to be a very stern test for the seniors.
Ronnie Black at 17.
This putt's going to be fairly straight. It may even want to go a little bit to the right because of the valley effect. Davis Love is looking at that one very closely. He's coming right down the same line. That was a great break for Davis right there to be able to get to see that ball hang out there.
Disappointing day, obviously, for Ronnie Black. Hoping to have a chance to win his third time on the tour.
Stockton Jr., second shot at 18 at 24 under.
He likes to work the ball from right to left.
You're right. Please.
That hole location sets up beautifully for it. Great shot, and gives himself a chance to get that stroke back.
Back to 17 now to take the lead.
About 12 feet, putting on the exact same line Ronnie Black just putted on. I believe if he hits this ball, Gary, straight at the hole, he's got a chance to miss it on the right.
Yeah, it's one of those putts. There are a few of them out here that it just does not do what it looks like it wants to do. It looks like it wants to go straight or maybe even a little bit right to left, and it will not do it. If anything, as our Andy North has said, it will try to leak off to the right. Just can't believe it. Davis motioning with his hand.
So Davis will head to the 90th hole of the Las Vegas Invitational, tied with that man, a smiling Tiger Woods. He dodged one there, one to go, maybe a playoff. Welcome back live. Tee at 18, tied for the lead.
The one place you do not want to go is left. A lot of room to the right, and with Davis's length, he doesn't even need to think about cutting over the left side. This one's down the right center.
Oh, got a good bounce. Got a nice little left-hand hop off one of those mounds. That is in perfect position.
How things stand right up to the minute. Tiger is over there. Ought to be nice and warm, I would say, huh?
Well, I think he's doing a smart thing, Jim. He's
Yep.
just trying to stay loose, that's all. Just trying to work on his tempo, keep his mind on golf. I mean, it's very easy to finish around and be in that situation and get kind of caught up in all the hoopla of what's going on and your chance to win your first tournament. I think the young man has done a very smart thing by going straight to the practice tee and staying focused.
Tiger shot an 8 under par, 64 today. Began the day 4 shots back of Ronnie Black, 27 under in the house. Out on the golf course at 27 under, the 1993 Las Vegas Invitational champion right there, Davis Love III. In just about 45 seconds, we'll take you live to our studios. NFL Primetime, again, Chris Berman and the entire gang. You'll see Davis Love and his birdie putt to win. We'll come back here. If there's a playoff with Tiger Woods, we will cover it for you. So that's the situation. A young man with just an incredible run here in the last 8 weeks. Welcome back. Ronnie Black at 18, 24 under par.
He really has a difficult shot, Jim. 216 yards to the hole. Awkward lie. You know, this ball could go almost anywhere. You'd sure think they'd be hanging on and putting it out to the right someplace.
Tendency from the side hill lie is for the ball to go left, and that is obviously where you can't afford to let it go. The water guarding the left-hand side of the green. That's a well-played shot. Well played, safely into the center of the green. He's not going to win the tournament. Make your par, take your big check, and be happy.
Now Davis, a birdie wins it.
47, that's 76. About 8, 10 behind it. Yeah, I mean, I think, yep. Pick a good target. One more good swing. Perfect.
This is why you spend so much time on the practice range. This is where you want to just be able to plug in your perfect 7-iron swing. Just go ahead and hit the shot. Try not to think too much. Just let your body take over.
Well, it's just on the wrong side of that hump. And that'll leave a putt with a lot of break from right to left. Certainly makeable, but it'll require quite an effort.
Asking for it to hook right after he hit the ball. His birdie putt to win coming up. There's the situation. Tiger Woods is still working on the practice tee with his coach, Butch Harmon, and Fluff. Mike Cowan, Peter Jacobson's longtime caddy, is over there. Now, this is the approach a second ago.
176-yard 7-iron. Hole cut way in the back left portion of the green. And he's yelling hook. Safely into the center of the green. That'll leave him about 28 feet. And a chance to win.
Was asking for it to hook Gary Koch as soon as he hit the ball. So as you look down live from the MetLife blimp, Snoopy 2, both are 27 under. Davis can win it with a birdie. Otherwise, we have a playoff. Still practicing, staying warm, and tending to business. This would certainly cap off an incredible year for Davis Love III. He won the Buick Invitational by 2, beating Phil Mickelson out of Torrey Pines, runner-up at the U.S. Open, and last week at the Buick Challenge at Callaway Gardens, Georgia. Ronnie Black finishing up. Dave Stockton Jr., hard 18. He's in at 24 under par, along with Paul Azinger and Rick Fair.
Jim, the good news for Ronnie Black, I'm sure he's very disappointed that he didn't play better and have a chance to win this tournament. But if he can just get this thing down in 2, he'll certainly make enough money here to lock up a spot in the top 125 money winners. Avoid having to go back to the qualifying school, which he has done each of the last 2 years. So all in all, he can't be too unhappy with his round today, Jim. It was only 1 under par, but mission accomplished, I guess you would have to say.
2 PGA Tour titles, won the Southern Open, 4-hole playoff with Sam Torrance back in '83, won the Anheuser-Busch, got a final round 63 back in '84 to win. His only 2 tour titles coming in the '80s, but a nice check, and he needed one. He is about 200 yards away, Tiger Woods is. He's now anticipating a playoff and is heading back to 18, but he's nowhere near where he's watching.
Well, he isn't over on the practice tee, as you say, a couple hundred yards away, but one thing about it, all you have to do is listen. He'll know whether he's in a playoff or not.
Davis can dash the hopes of young Tiger with a birdie putt right here.
Tiger walking up onto the putting green, practice putting green, and then not too far away, Davis at 18. I'd have to say about 28 feet, Jim, and it's coming downhill. The ball will definitely be moving from right to left, especially at the start of the putt. You can kind of see where Davis is pointing. Get a feel and an idea of where he wants the ball to be as it reaches that point.
Will play 18 all over again. Davis Love the third. 5 under par in a round of 67. Tiger with a 64. Davis missed a putt about this length yesterday. Missed 2 of them about this length, didn't he?
Well, he did miss a couple of short ones, Jim, but I'm going to bet you that he's going to take his time on this one and he's going to knock this one in straight up the hill.
In this city of bets, I like his chances too. Will play 18 all over again. Davis Love the third and Tiger Woods the playoff. He will not miss a single shot. We'll take it back to the studios. NFL prime time. Some upsets. Once again in the studios, here's Boomer again. Welcome back live. It's the first hole of sudden death here in the $1.65 million Las Vegas Invitational. Tiger Woods looking for his first professional victory after 3 straight U.S. amateur crowns. And that man, Tiger Woods, chasing Davis Love. Davis, who's won this event 3 years ago, but also tacked on his 10th PGA Tour title earlier this year after a big victory, beating Mickelson by 2 out at Torrey Pines at the Buick Invitational. They have drawn. Tiger finished first. He drew first.
Davis drew the number 1 and will hit first. Again, very aggressive, using the driver as he did on the closing hole of regulation.
There's a huge bunker down the right side of the fairway. That's where he's aiming. Just make a good solid swing. Beautiful rhythm in this golf swing.
Shot.
He's taking it right down the middle of the fairway. Beautiful drive.
Down as you see the arroyo area that the players must carry off this tee. Now Tiger Woods, a little change in strategy, a little more aggressive, going with a 3-wood this time.
Well, when he first came around, he was a little more pumped up, I expect. Just a touch of wind behind him. It's just match play, not medal play. He knows he's going to need a birdie. Good aggressive play.
And it was match play, of course, at Pumpkin Ridge at the U.S. Amateur Championship, but Davis Love, plenty of match play experience, most recently at the President's Cup and the victorious winning team. Back to Chris in the studio. We are back live. Tiger away.
Now Tiger's just driven it right in the middle of the fairway. 162 to the hole. In this light air, that's just a real comfortable 9-iron for Tiger. Looks like it's gone a little bit to the right. Still a pretty good golf shot.
Pin high.
No, I think it's about 20 feet right there. 30 feet right. Huh? Yeah, I mean it's one club less than the last time around.
We had 76, now we got 63.
Yep. That 7 was enough. 7 was just right. Yep.
Davis talking over the yardage with his brother Mark, who's his caddy.
You're saying 1 club less than the last time. Just a nice solid 8-iron.
And he's going to be gunning right at it. He knows Tiger's got a 20-footer that it's a possible make. He's got to be aggressive and fire right at the hole. his left.
Fortunately, long enough, it finds the bunker.
Advantage Tiger Woods. We'll go back to NFL primetime. Chris Berman, this is your kind of golf course. We saw your game at the ESPY Golf Tournament, so the ball here travels long in the desert. Let's go back to Boomer. Welcome back live. Tiger Woods for the win. Just before Tiger had a chance to win it, this was Davis Love and his bunker shot.
Not an easy shot, Jim. Hitting the ball on the downslope about as well as he could have done.
He kind of shrugged, and he knew that that was as well as he could have done. Now Tiger will finish up.
Yeah, here's a little bit of that match play strategy now that Tiger is so comfortable with and so good at. He is certainly well within his rights to go ahead and finish out.
Safely in for his fourth. If Davis matches that, they'll go back and play the par 317.
Take a long look. He'll talk it over with Brother Mark. Jim, from watching this putt most of today, it does dive off to the left a little bit. Perhaps a little bit slower than it appears. We have seen the ball missed on the left-hand side. You put it right on the top edge of the hole, strike it firmly.
Tiger, congratulations. What an unbelievable 2 months this has been. Did you ever dream it could happen this fast?
Kind of, but you know, it's really hard to describe the feeling because I don't know why. It's just been a hard struggle and fought all the way and then got lucky and then won in the end.
I mean, this is the biggest golf story we've seen maybe since Nicklaus win in the Masters in '86.
It's been a great feeling. That's all I can say.
Congratulations. This is going to be
Thanks
first.
a lot.
There's going to be a whole bunch more.
Thanks, Andy.
In just 2 months, from his third straight U.S. Open crown, or U.S. Amateur crown, to his first professional victory, with his talent and his credentials, the first of many.